can I ask you a question along those lines for you and the listener? And I know you're too young, so you don't have kids. But I want to ask you this question because I'm fascinated by your answer, and I'm fascinated to hear from the listeners. Because I had a debate with one of my buddies years ago about this. Okay, so let's go back to you're a parent. Let's say your child, you are a diehard Montreal Canadiens fan. Okay, you've grown up. You are a huge fan of the Habs. Your son is a huge fan of the Habs. What? It's in your family for generations. Your son is drafted by the Boston Bruins.
I knew it was going to go there.
Okay. Who's the team that you cheer for now moving forward?
Man, I'd probably still cheer on. It's the worst example. I can't cheer for Boston.
But I'm asking you.
I can't cheer for Boston. I would
that's
still
crazy
cheer for,
to me.
I would still cheer. I would cheer for my kid, and I would want my kid, but I'm not. You're not going to see me in the arena wearing a Bruins jersey.
But your kid plays for the team,
and this could work. And by the way, this could work for Edmonton, Calgary. Like if I was growing up a big Calgary Flames fan, and my kid got drafted to the Oilers, I don't think I could bring myself to be an Oilers fan. I could be happy that my kid plays on that team.
That's crazy to me, man.
And I have like a jersey for myself, but I don't think I'd go so. What? I don't know if
my kid, and you know this, I'm a diehard.
But what if my kid change? Yes. But what if your kid changes teams?
Then that's my favorite team. And then when my child leaves the sport, then I go back to cheering for the team that I always did. But for the window of time in which my child is in the sport, that's my team. I'm pulling for them. I'm cheering for them. I'm following every game. I want them to win the cup.
I'm pulling. You could pull for your kid and you could follow their success. And if the team is doing well, you could be like, oh, that's nice. But I would stop myself short from being a fan of that team.
Oh,
like
I would be the biggest fan.
Do that. I don't know if I could do that, especially not for a rival team. If my
I'm saying the biggest rival.
I couldn't do that for a rival. If my kid, if I grew up a Canadiens fan and my kid got drafted by the Seattle Kraken, yeah, I'll buy the Seattle Kraken merch. If he gets picked by Vegas, if he gets picked by Tampa,
but that's not the scenario I laid out. I said
I understand that, but to my point, it's a lot easier as opposed to being like, oh, I'm going to be a fan of an arch rival team. I can't do that. No, I can't do that. I can't do that. No.
Help us out,
I have no problem supporting my kid and give me all the paraphernalia. I'll have it in my basement and show it off to all my friends and be like, you see my son over there? Yeah, he plays for the Boston Bruins. That's fine. But but be a fan of the team? No, absolutely not.
Okay. So here, one last thing before we wrap up this pod.
Sure.
Your child, we'll call them JMJR, Julian McKenzie Jr. JMJR. Julian McKenzie Jr. is playing for the Boston Bruins, your favorite team as a kid, and always had been, let's say, the Montreal Canadiens.
Right.
It's game 82 of the regular season. The winner of game 82 goes to the playoffs. Who are you cheering for?
Oh, that's tough because.
Okay, so that's my question.
Actually, you know what? I win regardless because.
No.
I win.
Are you cheering for?
No, I win. I'm not cheering for anybody. I win because if my team makes it,
they're
in the playoffs. If my kid makes it, I'm getting playoff tickets. I win. You can't do that.
Okay, so you're gonna go down to the locker room after the game. Your child's team's lost 3-2, and you're like, hey, it was win-win for me. No.
I'm not good. Ian, I wouldn't do that in front of the players in the locker room. I might do that on the ride home, but I ain't gonna do that. What? Right? Imagine me go down to the locker room, do that. It's like, guys, you guys suck. Too bad you're not the other team. See you next year.
I'm telling you, I think
that's a good way to get your ass kicked in the
I
would
locker
be
room, all over. I would give up my allegiance if my child made the NHL. That's my team, and it's not even a question. But it's really interesting to me. Like I'm fascinated by your answer, and I'm not saying I'm just saying I think we have different, and I love that. I love the different perspectives. I just don't think I could cheer against my child.
I know in the NBA. I don't have a team I support anymore. I support players. So that's also, I mean, I get they're not my kids, but because of the fact that I am capable of being a fan of players, regardless of what team they play for, that has allowed me to be able to separate a player from a team and just acknowledge that, hey, they're just good, and it doesn't matter what team they play for. So why can't I do that with my own offspring? Why can't I do that with my own
I'll
kid?
tell you what.
Okay, he plays for the Boston Bruins. Like, fine, I don't have to like the team or the organization. And I realize that people listen to this. Like, I'm not trying to be a hater with the Boston Bruins. We could use another franchise as an example, but like, I could just support my kid. And maybe if it was another team that wasn't an arch rival, I'd feel differently. But like, just I don't know if I could bring myself to do that. Like, imagine so you mean to tell me that if your kid gets drafted by the Leafs, you're a Leafs fan?
Yeah, I would probably have a hard time putting the jersey on, but that is my team because that's where my kid plays.
So wait, time out. You would have a hard time putting on the jersey. So you would support your kid, but you're not going all the way in and wearing a jersey? What's the point?
No,
then?
I would have to.
I don't know about that.
I would. Yeah.
Wearing a Leafs jersey? Yeah, good luck with that.
Well, if my kid played for the Leafs, I think it would be understandable.
You're pulling up to Scotiabank Arena and you're wearing that jersey, knowing that and knowing you're going to be on camera that Ian Mendes, his kid is playing in this game.
If my kid played for the Leafs,
royalty
I think people would understand.
for the Ottawa Senators, just cheering on his kid.
People would understand.